Hello, fellow scholars and purveyors of morbid curiosities alike. I'm Dr. Caleb, joined by the man who once called pudding a dessert mayonnaise, Dr. Zach. And this is SCPod. Zach, how are you today?
Unapologetic, and Caleb, I will get it right eventually. I need you to know, I will save you. Albeit from yourself, but I will save you.
Zach, I found a new word I really like.
Is it bananas?
No, it's capitulate.
Is this a situation where you've invented a new word and it's plagiarism?
No. I just I don't know. I was just doing my thing today, and the word capitulate ended up in my brain. I have no idea what the word means.
Surrender,
but,
lose,
it's
succumb.
really fun to. Oh, I'm coming already.
So this is coming at bananas.
I don't know. For a minute into the recording.
Caleb, I've seen you die so many times at the hands of dinosaurs that I'm just enjoying the time we have together now.
Multiple dinosaurs.
Yeah, the last time got really weird. I told you there was a terror bird, and you didn't believe me. There is more than us. There are more people than us running around with time machines. I know that from now.
Well, it sounds like there's more than just more people. Terror birds aren't people. I hope not.
Yeah.
God, I hope not.
Yeah, I was surprised that they knew how to work a time machine.
They don't even have hands.
They don't need them.
They have tiny ass little wings.
Those big feet, though, are very articulate. Very, very articulate and sharp.
No. The word was capitulate, not articulate. Item number SCP-3160.
He's just gonna fucking move right on.
Object class? Euclid. Zach, I am trying to run the podcast. I am trying to steer this ship.
You're trying to get away from the terror birds, and buddy, it doesn't work yet.
Special containment procedures. As detailed in the Boring Agreement, SCP-3160 is currently contained primarily by GOI 466, also known as Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, with a limited degree of Foundation oversight. All specimens comprising SCP-3160 are to be kept in an enclosure at Wilson's Wildlife Solutions HQ and fed daily in accordance with Nutritional Chart 3160-1. No objects other than those required for feeding or maintenance are to be introduced into the SCP-3160 enclosure. Object Apple is to be kept at the center of SCP-3160's enclosure. Twice a day is to be doused in pheromones via an automatic dispersal system so as to encourage SCP-3160 to remain close to it. Francesco Sol, the creator of Project Apple, is to be kept on site as the containment consultant so as to perform any conceptual maintenance that Object Apple requires.
Description: SCP-3160 is the collective designation for, at the time of writing, 129 Yellow Jacket Wasps capable of shifting from a physical state to a conceptual one. When a specimen of SCP-3160 is threatened, it will cease existing physically and attach itself to the conceptual framework of a nearby object. While conceptually attached to an object, the specimen of 3160 is also present within all objects with a similar conceptual framework within a radius of 10 kilometers. 3160 can also emerge physically from such an object within that radius, making their conceptual properties and is an effective form of escape as well as concealment. While in its conceptual framework, SCP-360 can physically interfere with any organism within a meter of any of its objects it's inhabiting. The interference takes the form of numerous repeated stings, often encouraging the organism to retreat further away from the object. These stings have been shown to have no properties outside of the expected ones from a normal yellow jacket wasp. SCP-3160 first came to the attention of the Foundation after GOI 4.66, Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, requested assistance in its containment. After 3160 attached itself to a microwave, numerous citizens of Boring, Oregon, that is the town of Boring in Oregon, reported receiving large amounts of wasp stings while in their kitchens. Through a joint effort by the Foundation's Conceptual Department and Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, all specimens of 3160 were successfully expelled from the microwaves and brought into initial containment.
Addendum 3160-1. Following numerous containment breaches caused by SCP-3160 conceptually attaching themselves to the wall and floor of their enclosure, it was decided that new containment procedures were required. Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, with limited funding provided by the Foundation, commissioned by Francesco Sol, and an artist known to have experience in conceptual engineering, to provide a conceptually unique installation for SCP-3160's enclosure. This installation, referred to as Object Apple, was completed on March 11th, 2016. Hopefully that is not November 3rd. Sol is currently kept on site at Wilson's Wildlife Solutions HQ for the purpose of maintaining Object Apple. As the only identifying concept belonging to Object Apple is being Object Apple, rather than possessing the concepts of its numerous components, specific physical description of it is not possible. When Object Apple is inhabited by a specimen of SCP-3160, the fact that no other objects in its conceptual framework exists means that SCP-3160 cannot use it to escape or influence anything outside of their enclosure. Upon the termination of his contract involving SCP-3160 containment, Sol has agreed to undergo amnestic therapy to remove all memories of his creating Object Apple. This ensures that he cannot recreate it in the future and potentially compromise containment of SCP-3160. Frequent complaints from Sol regarding being stuck in some nowhere town suggest that he will seek an end to his employment in the near future.
That's a pretty good description of Boring, Oregon.
And that's the article. Stuck in some nowhere town.
Yep, that's boring. So, Caleb, I have a confession.
Okay.
I have been envisioning and trying to label our microphones this session as Object Apple.
Okay. What was your intended goal there? Was it to get me stung?
A little bit. But the real reason is that I wanted to start wearing a bee suit wherever I go so that I can create a version of that GIF of Oprah summoning bees.
Okay. I can't say I have seen this GIF.
Oh, you have? Okay, one moment.
If this is the case, does that mean that I get to be Nicolas Cage in The Wicker Man?
Just look right there for a second.
Yeah, that is Oprah Winfrey summoning bees.
And I'll do you one better. There's a version. I know this is an audio-only media, but everyone else could. If you just want to look up bees, you will have a good time.
I have been sent a link that is bees.com. And I'm afraid to click on it, Dr. Zach.
I have it looping right now on my desktop. It's fine. Just do it.
All right. Discord is asking me if I trust the site.
You sure do.
Okay.
Bees!
So, we've done 2 episodes, on SCPod regarding bees.
Yeah.
And both of which have not
Oh, the tall bees. But these bees are not
have not gone as planned.
These bees are not tall though.
No, these bees are not tall.
These are distinctly short bees.
These Well, actually, no, they're not bees at all. They're 29 yellow jacket wasps.
No, there are 129 yellow jacket.
These aren't bees.
These are 129 yellow jacket wasps that I am trying to get them conceptually.
They are 129 yellow jacket
who
wasps.
I am trying to get conceptually attached to our microphones that we use regularly for recording and other purposes. And I want to carry them around. So, audience, if you're listening to this, I need you to start thinking about your headsets or microphones. Headsets, if they have microphones in them, as Object Apple, and I need you to sign the waiver that comes in your mail later.
What does the waiver say?
Oh, that we're not responsible for you being stung by your microphones because of what we're doing.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I figure one
Caleb,
of us needs to make the joke.
You won't understand this, but I need you to understand that the Troodon lawyers will win if we do not get those waivers signed.
I don't even have a concept of an idea of what that means.
Good. You will later, unfortunately. We will definitely get a concept of what that means.
Zach, are you allergic to bees?
No, I do have I don't like being around bees just because when I was a kid, I got stung in the ear by a bee. And so for whatever reason, they make me a little uncomfortable. But like I like bees. I just don't like being super near them just because I don't know. I don't like being stung.
You know, I have recently started taking to hiking a lot, and I love hiking. But I also just get, like, uncomfortable around bees. It's not even because, like, I hate being stung. I mean, I don't think anybody likes being stung, but...
some people do, perverts.
I just don't... Dr. Zach, may I remind you, the tagline of this show is, we're not kink-shaming, we're kink-asking why.
Except for bee stings. I will shame you for having a kink of being stung by a bee.
Anyway, yeah, I empathize with your plight about not wanting to be near bees, especially wasps. I can't fucking stand wasps. They just exist to be a hard word to say, and also, do they provide anything to the ecosystem, Dr. Zach?
They do actually. They eat they eat other bugs like aphids. They will go after things like mosquitoes. And a lot of species of wasps are scavengers and will assist in breaking down dead animals as part of the ecological process. Also, they are.
I guess they also balance out the natural like anger levels. Well, because everything in nature is so peaceful except for wasps.
They also are like they're not the best at it, but they are pollinators for a bunch of plants.
Really? I did not know they pollinate.
Yeah, they're not as prolific as, say, like bees or like hummingbirds or like something like that. But they do, there are some. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there are several plants around here specifically that do rely on wasps to pollinate.
Interesting.
Yeah. How do you feel about bees?
I have a specific memory when it comes to wasps, and that is going hiking. One of the most difficult hikes I've ever done. And I was with my friend from work, and we're doing this hike. We're like probably 2-3 miles in, and I was like, oh shit, there are wasps here. And my friend who has a weird fixation on bugs, like really weird, like has like a photo album to catalog every bug that she comes across, was like, that's not a wasp, that's a yellow jacket.
Yellow jacket are wasps.
And for some reason now, every time I think of a wasp, maybe I said it was a hornet or something like that. Anyway, I just think of that and how I was like, you're a fucking nerd.
One of my I won't get it because I don't want to put this out into the world, but one of my favorite pin companies has one that just says ask me about bugs. The really cute caterpillar on it.
Bugs are cool. Bugs are cool.
Bugs are cool, just not near me.
I have a bunch of spiders in my apartment that I like to like just let them be in my apartment.
Caleb, I don't want to be that guy, but spiders aren't bugs. Spiders are spiders.
No, okay, okay, Zach. Here, I have a problem with you.
Just the one? Caleb, I'm calling bullshit because of only implying there's only one. But please, tell me.
Because I thought bugs is just like a colloquial term for anything insect adjacent. But, and so like a spider is a bug, but it's not an insect.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Okay. Now crabs, even though are crabs arachnids? No, they're shellfish.
Yeah. Though, like, they do share common ancestors just because of, invertebrates.
What about spider crabs?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Are they arachnids or are they shellfish?
They're shellfish, but I mean, like, all invertebrates, like, and things with exoskeletons are... they're not super closely related, but they do definitely, like, have distant ancestors together.
Okay, what about water spiders?
Yeah, I mean, that's generally true of all arthropods.
Okay, but are they an arachnid or are they a shellfish?
I think they're, like... I think that they might be their own, like, weird, like, branch. It's hard to say, like...
Dr. Zach, what do you get from this SCP?
I get that it's really interesting because, like, I'm thinking a lot about... It makes me think of a lot about, like, how we describe things and how the idea of something is often more... Like, what am I trying to say here? When we describe something as being something, it does somewhat change it. Like, I'm thinking a lot about what makes a house a home, and or like the ship of Theseus situation, where at what point does something become something else? And so, like, with example, like the idea of an object able, we don't describe it because if you describe it, then it can be described. Then we can describe something else as an object able. And that's the fact that we can't describe anything else as an object able except for the object able is what keeps the beast contained, right?
True.
So...
Which is, by the way, like a fucking amazing and genius special containment procedures. I really like that.
You know what it kind of reminds me of is Operation or the Procedure Montauk.
Oh, man. That one is going to be a fun episode, but also, like, I know you don't want there to be, like, trigger warnings at the beginning of episodes, but I feel like that's going to be one that's, like, we're going to have to put something like that on there.
Yeah, if and when we ever do the Scarlet King episode, we're going to... That might be, like, a season's worth of work for one episode, or a series of episodes.
Yeah.
And so, like, don't expect it anytime soon, but I think it's something we both want to do. We just need to figure out how to do it. But no, anyway, like, Object Able reminds me of a Procedure Montauk, where you can't describe the procedure because describing it ruins the thing.
Kind of like SCP-55.
What? Anyway.
Zach, were you a dinosaur kid?
I was. Caleb, I can't talk about that right now for reasons that you will sadly understand later. Boy, will you understand that. I'm still picking pieces of you out of my shirt. Anyway, it's the idea...
You're still wearing the same shirt? God, Zach, take a shower.
Caleb, if you only knew. If you only knew. Anyway, it's the idea that when you name something or when something is identified, that it changes what it is on some level, at least like intellectually, conceptually, to keep it within the vernacular of the entry. And it makes me think about traditions of name magic, or like when you know the true name of a devil or a demon or a fairy, that it changes how it reacts to reality and perceptions.
Okay.
So does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I kind of think about with these wasps.
That is really interesting. It just also makes me think of like the phrase like "fake it till you make it."
How's that?
And how like you can almost manifest change in your life by just like believing in it. Like, for example, I'm not actually afraid of birds. I've just acted afraid of birds for so long that I've developed the fear of birds. Oh, hang on. I think my headset died.
I don't think that's true, Caleb.
No. Okay, but on a real level here, there have been multiple times in my life specifically where, and not to like get all psychology teacher or anything like that, but there have been multiple times in my life where just like faking something leads to change in my life. Like, for example, people that know me in my personal life know that I'm a pretty outgoing, and like love to talk to people and stuff like that. Even though like right out of high school I was like super shy, but like when I got my first job at a coffee shop, I like had to put on the persona of like this outgoing individual, and it's just become like so commonplace that like it's now a part of who I am, even if I still identify as being like kind of that introverted person. I have developed the mechanisms in order to fake being outgoing, and therefore it's become a part of my definition.
Okay, I think
and it kind of reminds me of that, of like that applying a title to something changes the definition of that thing.
Yeah, it's, to use another phrase, it's perception is kind of reality.
Yeah.
But just for the audience, Caleb does actually have a phobia of birds. I know this because I've sat on a patio outside drinking wine with him and watched him react to birds.
All right, listen here. It's time for you, the listener, to pick a side. Who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe the one that writes horror stories all day? Or are you going to believe the one that is on your guys' side, edits all these episodes, interacts with you guys in the comments? All right?
Oh, God. Spooky J ruined the show. Like,
Zach, I regret to inform you, there was nothing right about this show from the beginning.
no, but there was definitely, like, that was the moment, because, like,
a before and after.
like, we recorded Spooky J and then watched most of Dracula Flow in that same day.
You're right.
And, like, Kello, I need to understand, this shit ain't nothing to me, man, but it's, like, everything after it just kind of carried through.
We've recorded 13 and a half episodes since then, and, it hasn't been the same.
We've recorded more than that, but, like, time doesn't flow for me anymore. Not in the same way. We've been doing this for so
This
long.
time don't mean nothing to me, man.
I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, Zach, I don't even have a concept of where to go with this one. Thank God that we've developed bits.
Yeah.
I guess we could touch on the GOI.
Yeah, I've never heard of
You
this.
did a little research on Wilson's Wildlife Solutions.
I have never heard of Wilson's Wildlife Solutions before looking at this one, but that's always kind of going to be like a weird hazard of looking in the SCP entries, where even if you've been reading or been reading them for years and over a decade at this point, you're always going to find more shit to read, and it's like, I have never heard of this before. Have you heard of Wilson's?
No. But then again, prior to this podcast, I didn't actually know too many GOIs in general. Like I knew of Sarcasm, and like some like groups, when it came to it, but like I didn't know about GOIs or really anything like that.
Yeah, like for me, like I wasn't super aware of GOIs in general, and that's for groups of interest. If you didn't do the fucking orientation video, go back and watch it. It's useful.
Dear listener, once again, I'm coming to you and just letting you know, GOIs aren't talked about at all during the new hire orientation, and real fans of the podcast would know that because they go and rewatch or just watch the episodes in general. Unlike Zach, who has probably never seen an episode of SCPod.
Listener, I need you to understand.
You don't get to take my bit.
Listener, I need you to understand. It's my bit now. Side with me, or I'll see you real soon. I'll see you real soon. Anyway, like, fucking... I think we talked about GOIs at least once. Somewhere.
Yeah, we definitely have talked about them.
It might have been, like...
There's been a few different times they've come up.
I think we might have talked about it in the Harold Holt episode, honestly.
Yeah. I think there was a mention of a GOI in Tyler. I know for a fact they were all over Harold Holt. He had his fingerprints on goddamn everything.
Mm-hmm. The Sarkic intro, I think.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure. Fucking. Never mind. I was gonna make a timed reference about blowing Bubba, but I just don't think that's gonna.
You just did. You best believe you're in a timed reference of Bubba. You're in one. Caleb, we need to stop.
An unfinished ritual. There was a GOI in that one. It was the European SCP Foundation, right?
Yeah, it was not. It wasn't the It wasn't the European. It was the UN. It was the Global Occult Coalition.
Yes.
Then that's kind of the big one. They're like the Foundation, except they just shoot things.
Yeah, but they also like use SCPs as like weapons, right?
Sometimes, yeah. Then there's the Chaos Coalition, or Then again,
same with Thaumios.
Not the Chaos Coalition. It's the Chaos Insurgency.
Just sounds like a Dark Souls Covenant.
Chaos Insurgency, yeah. Yeah, sometimes I don't really get behind the names. Naming things is hard, but we could do a little better, I think.
Alright, well, I guess, Zach, we should talk about the elephant in the room.
Is it conceptually attached to the beast?
Boring Oregon.
So, I am from the great state of Oregon. It is a real place. It is really boring. I've actually walked there. It is 20-ish miles away from where I grew up. And so I walked there one day because I was so nervous about starting college that I walked 47 miles in a day. And so I am intimately familiar with boring Oregon.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around 47 miles in a day. That's like, if you maintain a pace of 2 miles an hour, that means you walked for 24 hours straight.
No, I walk a lot. You, Caleb, we both know I walk fast.
That's fair. Yeah, you do.
And so I was zipping, cruising around. Puddin' pops.
I really hope that we get to adopt Bill Cosby's fucking catchphrase and just make it SCPod's catchphrase.
It's mine now. He can fight me for it.
Zip zop zoopin.
I have no problem going hand to hand with an elderly rapist.
So the other reason I wanted to bring up boring Oregon is just because Oregon is such a enigma.
Is it?
I wanted to give you the stage to talk about some of the other like weird names that Oregon has.
Oh, give me an example.
Couch Street.
Cooch Street, you mean? It is Cooch.
Sure.
We all wish it was Couch, but it's not. It's Cooch.
There's another one, right? I feel
As
like
in,
I remember
it
there
is
being
up
another,
on in my Cooch.
The worst part about living in Portland is knowing that Cooch Street is actually like a prominent street.
Oh yeah,
as
you
well.
can't avoid it. Like I live near it, and yeah, it's up on Cooch.
When I first moved to Denver, I was staying at a hotel right off of Champa Street. But because I was from Portland, I put a Portland twist on a lot of the things, and I kept calling it Champa.
Champa.
And people would just be like, "What the fuck are you saying?"
Yeah, no, I get it. It's so the neighborhood I'm from is called Montevilla, because it's a portmanteau of Mount Tabor Village. I have heard it called Montevilla so many times. Because there's two L's. And in Spanish, that makes a yeah sound. But it doesn't if you understand what the word means. And this segment this is part of a segment we call, "Hey, naming things is hard."
And it goes back to the concepts.
To the concepts. I have the concepts of a plan.
Do you think that boring Oregon was doomed to be boring forever because of the name?
Oh, like this is one of the things where I feel like I should know why it's called boring, but I don't off the top of my head, and I'm a little embarrassed by it. But probably.
Fake fan.
I am a fake fan of boring Oregon. Boring Oregon. A girl I asked out once to turn me down is from there. I hope you're doing well.
Girl who once turned down Zach, if you're listening to this podcast right now, hit me up. We'd love to have you on the show.
Sure, yeah. Fuck it.
Oh, you're right, Zach. SCP Spooky J really did fucking ruin us and derail us.
This is what the show is now.
We've gotten too comfortable.
We've gotten too comfortable. Oh, gosh.
We need to do another Tyler episode. We need to be humbled again.
Yeah, maybe, I guess, but people hated that episode.
That's what I'm saying. We need to be hated again.
I think that's not the problem, though. I think the problem is that, like, we don't care if we're hated again.
All right, Zach. Is there anything else you can think of for SCP-3160?
Not really.
Yeah, I this is a cool SCP.
Cool,
I ain't even going to say anything about it. It's just that, like, when you're dealing with psychological concepts such as the name of something and the concept of a wasp, What do you want us to do except deny that we're afraid of birds? Zach and I, we're both not afraid of birds. And if Zach tries to prove me otherwise, then he is admitting that he's also afraid of birds.
No, neither of those things are true.
Well, see, I threw down the ultimatum of it's either both of us or none of us.
Caleb, we both know I'm not afraid of birds. And we both know you are. The source is that I've raised birds, and I like raising birds.
I like raising hell for birds.
You want to unpack that a little bit more?
Dr. Zach, where can people find you?
They can find me over on my casual blog of Roll for Writing, which is at www.makeawritingcheck.blogspot.com. They can find my published collection of short stories, which is available wherever you buy ebooks, Tales from Port Astor. And one thing I want to start plugging is that I want to eventually do a Q&A episode. So if you have any specific questions that you want to ask me or Caleb, you can reach out to me at rollforwriting@outlook.com.
Fair. Interesting that you threw that out there without me even thinking about it. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Calica1738. You can find me on YouTube at Calica. You can find me on Twitch at Calica Plays. There's got to be something else, right? No, maybe not. All of those are now going live. I recently streamed on Twitch, and I've been releasing content on my YouTube. Right now, it's a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, but I have more plans for more media things and things like that. Just having a grand old little time there. Yeah, that's where you can find me. You can find the podcast on Twitter at SCPod_cast. You can find us on Instagram at SCPod.cast, and give me 4 seconds to look up because I have not put this into my notes yet. You can also find us on Blue Sky. As of recording this episode, we are on Blue Sky at SCPod. Zach, do we say the whole bsky.social part?
No. You'll know it when you find us, though.
Okay. Find us on Blue Sky at SCPod. We're available on Spotify and YouTube, and also as well a bunch of different platforms as well. RSS, we're on Pandora, we're on iHeartRadio, and we're on Podcast Addict as well. So we're kind of branching out and trying some new things. Yeah, go check us out there if you have a guilty conscience and want to go on to different platforms, or if you just have a friend that doesn't have those platforms, you can definitely just be like, hey, go listen to these fucking weirdos over on Podcast Addict. Please remember to like, rate, follow, subscribe, comment, all that other stuff. Yeah, as Zach said earlier, we are thinking of doing some different content, most notably a Q&A episode. So if you think of any fun questions, doesn't even have to be SCP related, but do remember we do run an SCP podcast. But if you want to ask Zach about his fear of birds, you can ask those questions, leave them down in the comments. You can reach out to Zach's writing blog, or you can also email us. I believe it's scpod.cast at 2024@gmail. Yeah. Maybe I'll post on social media about that.
Maybe.
Anyway. Zach, I am going to once again capitulate to you.
Yeah?
And let you have the floor to say what you need to say.
Well, Caleb, I need you to know that I accidentally hit save instead of save draft, and now this is a Keter class containment breach. So long, everybody!
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.